Action News.
Meanwhile, last week, a federal judge ruled that former state prosecutor Andrew Warren did nothing wrong after Governor DeSantis removed him from office after Warren signed a pledge speaking out against abortion laws. But the judge said in his ruling that he did not have the power to reinstate Warren. So what's next in this battle over free speech? ABC Action News reporter Mary O'Connell sat down with Warren today with what he plans to do now.
It's a fight worth fighting.
Just days after a judge ruled on his case, Andrew Warren said the fight isn't over.
It was disappointing to know that there's more fight in front of us. But from the beginning, this was always about more than my job.
The judge's order said the suspension violated the Florida Constitution, but that the 11th Amendment prohibits a federal court from awarding relief against a state official based only on a violation of state law. I sat down with Warren for the first time Wednesday.
Although the judge said that he didn't have the jurisdiction to force the governor to reinstate me, he called on the governor to do so after finding that the suspension was illegal. We're calling on the governor to do the same.
In a letter to the governor, Warren asked that he voluntarily reinstate him as state attorney for the remainder of his 4-year term.
Do you anticipate a response to your letter in your favor?
I don't know what the governor is going to do. You'll have to ask him. But I can tell you, I know what the governor should do. And anyone who believes in the rule of law, once a federal judge has told you that you've broken it, the answer is quite obvious.
We reached out to the governor's office for further comment on the ruling, as well as on Warren's letter. The press secretary sent us a lengthy response, reading in part, quote, "The failures that motivated the suspension were Mr. Warren's actual performance, not advocacy as a reform prosecutor." Going on to say, quote, "Mr. Warren remains suspended from the office he failed to serve."
So we're happy to be here with a number of people in law enforcement.
There were several Tampa Bay area law enforcement officials who spoke at the governor's press conference last August, where he announced Warren's suspension. After this ruling, we requested an interview or statement from Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister, Pasco County Sheriff Chris Nacco, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd, Attorney General Ashley Moody, and former Tampa Police Chief Brian Dugan. Here are some of the reactions we got. Former TPD Chief Dugan told me, quote, "For me, it's much deeper issues than just Andrew Warren signing letters and not just what was brought up in court. It was the way he handled police shootings and protests." And Sheriff Chad Chronister sent this statement saying, quote, "We respect the result of the court in favor of the governor's suspension decision."
And Mary here with us right now. Clearly, the governor is not backing down after this judge's ruling. Where does Warren go from here?
Of course, you saw his letter to the governor, and he had really hoped that the governor would, what he thinks, do the right thing, rescind that suspension, put him back in office for the remainder of his 4-year term, which he has about 2 years left. It appears from the governor's press secretary that he's not going to do that, and that's not an option for him. So when we asked, Andrew Warren what those next steps are, he said that would be the first. The next thing would be there are other legal options in front of them.
He's not talking yet about running for that same office in 2024. It's only a year away.
That was one of the questions when we sat down with Andrew Warren today. Do you plan to run for election for your seat in 2024? He told us that's 2 years away. That's something that we're not looking at right now. We're looking at, the legal battle in front of us.
It seems the central question all of this, the free speech question at the heart of this ruling. The judge said that, yes, Andrew Warren has a right to free speech, that he even said essentially that the governor violated that, but there's nothing that I being the judge, can do about it. So in the end, free speech came at a cost for Andrew Warren, and it could be career ending.
It said in the judge's ruling, it had said that yes, the governor had violated his First Amendment rights, but at the end of the day, the governor would have still removed him from office for other reasons, and so it fell on the state constitution, and that's where he couldn't step in. So it's a give and take really on what the federal judge was able to do.
Well, interesting precedent that we'll have to see how that unfolds in the months and perhaps years to come. Mary O'Connell, thank you for that tonight. Appreciate it. Next here.